Aries, hello, how are you? My name is Antoine, and I want to welcome you back to the House of Luminance. We're here to go over your love messages for the end of February of 2023. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. As I shuffle, thank you guys so much for your time. I truly, truly appreciate it and value that time. Feel free to hit the like button, share, subscribe, comment down below how everything is working out for you, Aries, okay? This energy is in love for all placements of Aries, including the Aries lover if you are here in the house watching. All right. So one more shuffle and then we will get into our message for Aries for the end of February 2023. Okay. Okay, so Aries, it looks like the central energy that we have here is conflict. All right, we have conflict, excuse me, coming out here in the center of your energies. All right, under the deck there, we have relationships. Okay, so we have conflict and then we have relationships. And I do definitely feel like during this time, some of you Aries may see some sort of like lover's quarrel or some sort of spat. Okay, it may not be too serious. And then for others of you, it could be quite serious. And it just depends on the particular extreme of the relationship. But I definitely feel like there is some sort of challenge that will need to be conquered between you and another person. Maybe it's a conversation that needs to be had, or maybe it's action oriented, or maybe it's just this tug of war pull type of energy where I think that maybe the both of you kind of are wanting to express yourself in a particular way, but maybe you're not sure exactly how to do that. It really does feel like for the both of you. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull some tarot here and see if we can get a little bit of insight into what this conflict is, Aries. Because why is somebody like, why are you, it feels like you're going to war with somebody this week in love. Okay, and I don't necessarily mean like, always to the extreme, right? It could just mean like you and someone else having some sort of disagreement or some sort of I don't want to say a separation. It's just you guys just are not seeing eye to eye. Okay. All right, Aries. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands coming out here in the crown of your message. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Seven of Wands now. Okay. I see. Okay. And then we have the Four of Cups. And then under the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. Let me tell you how I feel about this Aries. Aries, it feels as though you are a giver. Okay. And you give and you give and you give to this relationship. All right. Now, I also feel, Aries, you don't have that much. Okay? You don't have that much. However, it's still on your heart to be as giving and as resourceful as you can be when it comes to maybe either helping someone else or just loving someone else. Okay? Now, the issue becomes in where it feels like lately you may have had to defend yourself and defend your actions, Aries. Maybe there's a situation now that's come up in your life, right, where you do not have it in you to be able to give or help or be there for that loved one like you intended to be. Okay, and so now there's some things that you have to defend for yourself. All right, and I don't know if that person necessarily understands that. Okay, because for them everything was going well because they had your backing is what it seems. It's what it seems like. Seems like everything was going well. Everything is going well because this person has your unwavering support. They have your resources at their disposal. But I believe that you aren't getting anything out of it. I believe that you're now starting to feel unsatisfied. Okay. Because to be honest with you, like I said earlier, you just didn't have it to really begin with like that, but you still saw fit to want to share whatever you had of value with someone. Okay. But now we need to pull back. Now we need to kind of figure out and assess, what the situation is. And this is what is going to be part of that conflict that occurs here. So we're going to go ahead and continue to clarify. Ooh, under the Queen of Pentacles was the Ace of Cups. Ooh. I always see the Ace of Cups sometimes as like, just the love of you just filling up your own cup. There's just things that you need to do for your own fulfillment, Aries, that may not necessarily involve a relationship. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you want to break up. Also, it just means that there's just individual things that you need to do and that you want to do in your life. That the relationship, yes, that's still a part of your life, but it's just, it's some stuff you need to do alone. And I don't know if your person understands that all the way. Because why, when things have been going so well? And, but that's their, their vantage point on it. Why are things going? What do you mean things are going so well? What do you mean you need to do this for yourself? What do you mean for yourself? It was, Aries, don't you know that you are the first zodiac sign? You are represented by the sign 1. By the number 1. Like, there's just as an individual, Aries, it's just on you to want to take care of certain things outside of what anybody else, should really even want to care about. And of course, I get it. This person is your partner, right? Or the person that you trust. So I can understand why they may be a little upset, or why they may be a little bit, have a little bit of pull with it as well, because they like, what do you mean? It's like almost like the tower is showing up for them. Okay, so we have the Hangman here. We have the King of Swords. Okay, the Queen of Wands. The motherfucking Tower. Did not say it. And then under the deck, we have the Page of Cups. All you had was your little Ace of Cups. Remember, we saw the Ace of Cups come out before, but you had that, right? But it's like you still want to give that little bit. You still want to give a little bit of cup out of there. You know what I mean? Okay, listen. I have the Hangman to come out, the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Tower to show up here in the outcome energies, in the outcome position. Okay. The Hangman suggests here to me, it feels like many of you either have not had the conversation yet, and you're kind of biding your time until you have this conversation with this person. Others of you, I strongly feel that this is where you've already had this conversation. Okay, and you've already kind of started to reel in like some of the resources that you had for yourself, or excuse me, some of the resources that you were using to provide for this person. You've started to, bring that back in and have it for yourself now, for your own good. And it's because that's the strategy that needs to take place in order for you to get over whatever humps and challenges you need to get over in your individual life. Okay. I feel like there's a certain goal, there's a certain status, there's a certain statue. There's a certain vision that you have for yourself. Okay. And there's a certain light that you see yourself in, and you're trying to get that, just not even on a relationship level, just on an independent level. You're trying to get to that level. We had the Queen of Pentacles show up here. Now we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. So I feel like you're taking more action. Okay. Instead of you, giving and giving to others, you're taking those resources for yourself and putting action into your own life so that you can have your own fulfillment, so that you can start to make some powerful changes. Let me tell you something. When this person realizes what you're doing, or when your partner or whoever it is that you're dealing with, when they realize what's going on, when they realize that all you're trying to do, like when they finally get it and it clicks that all you're trying to do is just keep a little bit of your individuality, like once they finally realize that, then they will begin to be able to, I believe, understand exactly what you need and like empathize exactly how you need to be handled and how you need to be treated. Okay, Aries. So this was still like a beautiful, beautiful message. All right. There's just a little bit of conflict. And it's only just because I think that Aries, you want to stretch your legs a little bit. You want to, you just want to, I'm not saying this person smothers you. Some of you, like I said, there's always extremes, right? Either way, but this person could be that way with you. But I think for the most part, Aries, you just want to be able to just be, and just being yourself and express yourself as an individual, not disrespecting the relationship that you're in or the situationship that you're in, but just being yourself. And if the person that you're with really is with you for you, then they'll understand that you need that anyway. And so I think that's what that person does eventually. They come around once they finally understand that nothing's really wrong. It's just that they thought that something was wrong. It caused the conflict because maybe you changed up a little bit, you know, you changed up kind of fast on them. And so they was just like, whoa, whoa. So they have questions, you know what I'm saying? They got, it was a little, or there was a little resistance, right? But that's okay. And that's totally okay. I don't see that there's anything that lets me know that anything is bad coming up or that there's some sort of separate. I don't see that at all. So um, I just see that there's some sort of conflict, yes, but it can be worked through. And I don't see it being too serious to where serious. Okay, it's serious enough to where this person knows that things are going to be different from now on. However, it's not going to be too serious to where it's going to cause some sort of separation or breakup. I still see success here. Okay, um, I love it. I love it. Don't you, Aries? Don't you want a partner who's gonna like have your back and lift you up? Hell, you've been having their back. You've been providing resources for them. Right? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want somebody who could do that for you now? And I think that that's what happens here is that person finally realizes like, oh, yeah, that's what Aries needs from me now. Okay. And then it's a beautiful thing from there. So just let me know what's going on in the comment box. Okay, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Take care.